Your AI agent is just a brain in a jar. It can think, but it can't read, remember, or touch anything. 8 startups you've never heard of are what give it a body, and the one I ranked number one changes what an agent can safely do. Every organ that turns that brain into something useful, the eyes, the memory, the hands, a voice, a place to live, is built by a company. So as we count down from 8 to 1, we're going to assemble that body one piece at a time. When it's complete, you'll be looking at the entire anatomy of a modern AI agent and the 8 companies that own each organ. We start at number 8 with the least glamorous problem in all of AI. Number 8. Reducto. This is the least sexy problem in AI and also one of the most expensive to get wrong. Documents. Here's the thing people outside tech don't realize. The entire business world still runs on PDFs. Contracts, invoices, 47-page reports with tables, footnotes, a stamp, and one page somebody scanned sideways in 2008. And language models are shockingly bad at reading them. Reducto fixes that. It combines old-school optical character recognition with modern vision models to turn that mess into clean, structured data and AI can actually use. Boring? Completely. But it's the on-ramp for the entire stack. Garbage in, garbage out. That's why Harvey Scale, Airtable, and a Fortune 10 company you'd recognize all run on it, and why Andreessen Horowitz just led a round that tripled the company's value to $600 million. So that's our agent's eyes. It can finally read. But reading is useless if you can't tell whether it's getting things right. And that's number 7. Number 7, Braintrust. Let me ask you something. You tweak a prompt, you swap a model. How do you actually know your AI got better and not just different? Most people find out when a customer complains. Braintrust is the answer the serious teams use. It's an evils platform. Think of it as a report card for your AI. You give it a set of test cases, and every time you change something, it scores the new version against the old one side by side. So you're shipping on evidence instead of vibes. This is the single most talked about discipline in AI engineering right now, and Braintrust is the name behind it. Notion, Stripe, Zapier, and Vercel all grade their AI on it at a valuation now around $800 million. So our agent can read, and now it has a report card. But here's a question that should make you a little nervous. What happens when your agent writes its own code and then runs it? That's number 6, and it's the one that genuinely unsettles people. Number 6, E2B. Modern agents don't just talk. They write code and execute it, which raises an obvious, terrifying question. Where does that code run? Because you absolutely do not want an AI running code it just invented on your actual servers. E2B is the answer. It gives every agent its own disposable, sealed-off computer, a secure sandbox spun up in milliseconds using the same isolation technology the big clouds use. The agent gets a real environment with real tools, runs whatever it needs, and if it does something insane, you throw the whole box away. It's open source, 88% of the Fortune 100 are already on it, and it's spun up over 500 million of these sandboxes. So now our agent has a safe room to actually do things. But doing things means it will eventually do the wrong thing, silently, and catching that is number 5. Number 5. Raindrop. Here's the uncomfortable truth about agents in production. They break constantly, they click the wrong thing, misread the task, get stuck in a loop, or the worst one, they act like they succeeded when they completely failed. And unlike a normal app that throws an error, an agent fails silently. Everything looks fine until you realize it's been quietly doing the wrong thing for a week. Raindrop is the doctor watching your agent around the clock. It catches those silent failures, hallucinations, and tool errors in real time, pings you in Slack, and shows you exactly where the agent went off the rails. Then it helps the agent fix itself so it doesn't make the same mistake twice. They were talking about self-healing agents before it was a buzzword. They're backed by Lightspeed, and they've got an open source debugger called Raindrop Workshop that runs right on your own machine. Our agent now has a doctor. Next, it needs a memory, and this one has a name that sounds like a Pokemon. Number 4, turbopuffer. Yes, it sounds like a Pokemon. It's also quietly become one of the most important pieces of infrastructure in all of AI. Here's the problem it solves. Your agent doesn't answer from memory alone. It's constantly searching your docs, your code base, your company's knowledge, looking for the right context before it responds. And that search layer decides everything. If it pulls the wrong information, the answer is wrong. If it's slow, the product feels broken. If it's expensive, the whole business model dies. Turbopuffer does that search over enormous piles of data, extremely fast and absurdly cheap by building on object storage instead of the expensive approach everyone else uses. How important is it? Cursor runs code search over more than 1 trillion vectors on it. Notion, Anthropic, and Linear use it too. And it went from a clever idea to roughly $100 million in annual revenue in about a year. So that's our agent's memory. It can read, remember, run code, and it's being watched. But none of this runs on thin air. Something has to power all of it, and that's where this gets serious. Quick gut check. We're halfway down the list, and so far, every company we've covered lives completely in the background. You'd never see them, but the last three are different. These are the ones that let AI step out of the chat box and into the real world. Compute, a voice, and a pair of hands. You have almost certainly used one of them today without knowing it. And the one I ranked number one is, to me, the most important AI company that almost nobody outside the industry is talking about. If you're getting value out of this, hit subscribe. This channel is built for people who actually ship AI, and this next stretch is the payoff. Number three, Modal. Everything we've built so far, the reading, the memory, the code execution, all of it needs raw compute to run on. Specifically, it needs GPUs, and it needs them to appear the instant a request comes in and vanish the moment it's done. Normally, setting that up is a nightmare of servers, containers, and infrastructure that eats your engineers alive. Modal makes it disappear. You write plain Python, and Modal runs it on serverless GPUs, inference, training, batch jobs, sandboxes, without you ever touching a server. It is the factory floor underneath all those flashy models everyone talks about. And the market knows it. Modal just raised into a $4.65 billion valuation, crossed $300 million in annual revenue, and runs workloads for Lovable, Ramp, Mistral, and Suno. So now our agent has a body to live in, which means it's finally ready for the two things that let it leave the screen entirely. Number two is how it learned to talk. Number two, LiveKit. Here's the one you've used today without knowing. Every time you talk to ChatGPT's voice mode and it talks back in real time, sounding almost human, that conversation is running on LiveKit. It's the real-time infrastructure that moves audio between you and the AI with almost no delay, which is brutally hard to get right. A half-second lag and a conversation feels broken. LiveKit nailed it, which is why OpenAI built ChatGPT's advanced voice on top of it, serving hundreds of millions of people every week. And they turned that into a full framework for building voice agents, the ones now answering support calls, tutoring students, and screening candidates. It made them a $1 billion company. So our agent can now hear you and speak. It can read, remember, run code, live in the cloud, and hold a conversation. There's exactly one thing missing. It still can't actually do anything out in the world. And fixing that is my number one. Number one, Browserbase. Think about what an agent is actually supposed to do for you. Book the flight, do the research, fill out the form, log in and pull the report. Every one of those things happens in a browser, and here's the problem. The entire internet was built for humans, not for AI. So if you want an agent to actually use the web, it needs a real browser it can control safely without going rogue. That is exactly what Browserbase gives it. A fleet of real browsers in the cloud that an agent can drive, clicking, typing, logging in, navigating the way a person would. They build the open source framework everyone's using to do it, called Stagehand. They ran over 50 million agent browser sessions last year. And they even record every session, so you can replay exactly what your agent did. And that is the final piece. Look at what we've built: eyes to read, a report card, a safe room, a doctor, a memory, a body, a voice, and now hands. That is the complete anatomy of a modern AI agent. And every single organ is a company most people have never heard of. Browserbase is my number one because it's working on the hardest and most important problem of all, giving agents the ability to actually act with guardrails instead of just talk. Now here's the catch, because there's always a catch. Look at that body we just assembled, an agent that can read your documents, remember everything, write and run its own code, hold a natural voice conversation, and click around the real internet on its own. That is incredible. It's also a little terrifying, and I want to be honest about that. There's a reason the company I put at number one is the one obsessed with doing this safely. Because the same stack that makes agents useful is the stack that lets them cause real damage if what you intended and what the agent understood don't line up. I'm deeply pro-AI, but pro-AI with guardrails. And the healthiest sign from all 8 of these companies is that the boring, unglamorous work they're doing is quietly the safety layer for the whole thing. So those are the 8 companies your AI stack is secretly running on: Reducto, Braintrust, E2B, Raindrop, turbopuffer, Modal, LiveKit, and Browserbase. You came in knowing OpenAI and Google. You're leaving able to see the entire machine underneath them, organ by organ. And that's the difference between using AI and actually understanding how it's built. Now I want yours. If you had to add a 9th company to this body, one piece of the stack I left out, who is it and what organ does it own? Drop it in the comments. I read all of them, and the best ones are going in the next video. If this gave you a map you didn't have before, subscribe. This channel is built for people who actually ship AI. I'll see you in the next one.